The Steelers, after losing a big game to the Buffalo Bills, now prepare for the Ravens next week. But three more losses for the Steelers, and they'll find themselves at under 500 for the first time under Tomlin. But is it panic time for the black and gold?
It's football time.
Alrighty, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the All Around Sports Podcast, Sports on the channel. I'm host Antonio. Today, we're talking about the black and gold incarnation winners, or are we really supposed to call them that? The Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers, of course, got beat down by the Buffalo Bills in a final score of 26-7.
But can you fight, man? There's only one way to find out. No, I still can't read.
And Aaron Rodgers, of course, blaming it mostly on the receivers, but part of it is on him just being old. But after this loss, the rush yards of the Bills that were allowed were 249 total rushing yards allowed. That is the most that the Steelers have ever given up in a game, both this season and in a very long time. But the Steelers, of course, did not have a good day themselves. The only touchdown they had was a running touchdown by Jalen Warren, who had 35 yards on the day. But DK Metcalf, of course, being double teamed as usual, had 3 catches for 32 yards. But the question is it panic time for the Pittsburgh Steelers? I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Before we do, if you guys do enjoy this video, do me a big favor, smash the button down below, subscribe if you haven't already. For now, let's talk about the black and gold. I do believe it's panic time because if we look at one thing, the Steelers have never had this happen to them before. Not in a long time. This is probably the worst Steelers team I have ever seen. I'm 21 years old. This is the worst team I have ever seen of the black and gold since I was even born. Since I was even born. And I started watching football when I was like 16, 18 years old. And when I look at this team, they're just awful. Not just because of Aaron Rodgers, but because their defense is rusty. The Bills pretty much ran the same exact play multiple times. That's what the Bills could do because there was nothing that the Steelers could do to stop the run. There was nothing, absolutely, positively nothing they could do to stop Josh Allen. There was nothing they could do. Absolutely, positively nothing. Nothing they could do. Because not only is Aaron Rodgers an old man, but DK, talk about leaving for a contender. I thought you said you wanted to be on a contender before you left Seattle. Well, clearly that ain't with the dang Pittsburgh Steelers. I know that for sure. If you wanted to go to a contender, why didn't you go to Buffalo? Why didn't you go to Indianapolis right now? Why didn't you go to Jacksonville? Why didn't you go to any other team? And instead, you chose the mushy middle, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And guess what? He's getting double teamed just like he was in Seattle. Just like he was in Seattle. He was getting double teamed because he's the only guy on your team that can actually make plays. Right into DK. Whenever he is given the ball in his hands, he can have a chance to make a game-changing play. But you can't get it to him every single time. Because he's the only receiver on this football team that actually is a legit receiver. Other receivers that are currently out there, like Kenneth Gainwell, we don't know is legit. We see Ben Skoranek, he's solid, but when he was with the Rams, also along with Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson, who are kind of in the middle. But this is the type of stuff I talk about. The offense, I had questions about them going into the season because you didn't have a number 2 receiver. Now you're starting to regret letting George Pickens walk over to the Cowboys, who are now in contention for a playoff spot.
What were you thinking?
You're now regretting leaving your guys and signing Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is not the same player that he was 110 years ago.
Tomlin! You imbecile!
He's not that same guy. Steven, my best pal Steeler fan, knows this. He and I both said this when Aaron Rodgers was signed to the Pittsburgh Steelers. We felt it was a bad move.
Oh, there's a big surprise. That's an incredible. I think I'm going to have a heart attack and die from that surprise.
And this is why. When your offense can't get anything going, your defense is continually staying out on the field, getting worn down. And now, of course, the defense hasn't been the best this year. But I want to go over this. The Bills had 74 total plays on offense. Do you know how many the Pittsburgh Steelers had? 43. 43. That's how much. Not only that, they had 166 yards. 166 with both passing and rushing. This is a bad team. Their defense is horrendous because their offense can't do a dang thing to get anything going. And because of that, the Steelers fans are suffering. You had Steelers fans chanting in your old stadium, "Fire Mike Tomlin." And I agree with them because Tomlin is a guy that can win you games, but he can't win you a playoff game since 2016, since that long ago. And not only that, they have just been terrible. The Steelers have been absolutely horrendous. They had 18 minutes of possession. 18 minutes. To the Bills, 42 minutes. That's freaking crazy. When I look at the Steelers, not only is it panic time because they're 6-6, not only is it panic time because their offense can't do anything, it's panic time because guess what? You face the Ravens twice in the next few weeks. Because the last 5 games are tricky. You got the Ravens, you got the Dolphins, you got the Lions, you got the Browns, and then you got the Ravens again to finish off the year. I am telling you this right now. If the Steelers have a losing season under Mike Tomlin for the first time this year, Mike Tomlin's got to go. He has got to go. Because you can't stay in the mushy middle for this long. You're not even going to be high enough to get even a draft pick. A top 10 draft pick if you keep on winning. Because here's the thing. The Steelers are trying to find a quarterback. We don't know if that guy from my house, I can't remember his name at the moment. We don't know what the Steelers' future is. We just don't know. Because Will Howard may be the guy. We don't know. We know Mason Rudolph, the red-nosed Steelers, not that guy. And we know Aaron Rodgers is not that guy. But Will Howard, we don't know with him yet. He's not playing the NFL snap yet. But here's the thing for me. Their wide receiver room is extremely thin. Not only that, their defense is horrendous. TJ Watt isn't doing anything. TJ Watt, one of the best defensive players arguably in the league, ain't doing nothing. He's doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. This is arguably one of the top 5 defensive players in the NFL, and you're making Myles Garrett look better than him. I mean, dang. And think about it. Myles Garrett is only 4 sacks away from breaking his and Michael Strahan's record. 4 sacks away. And the Browns, they're in the mushy bottom. They're last place in the division right now. And Myles Garrett's still having that type of season. If and think about it, this is the highest paid defense in all of football. Highest paid. And only that, they have 4 40-year-olds in TJ Watt, Jalen Ramsey, Cam Hayward, and Darius Slade. That's 4 40-year-olds. This team is trash. They suck. You got people calling the Steel City the Stink City because of how bad it is in Pittsburgh. That's how bad it is. The Steelers are not going anywhere because they don't have a high enough pick to get a quarterback. And because of that, it's definitely panic time for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys think it's panic time for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Let me know in the comments what you guys think down below. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, do me a big favor. Smash the button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, I'll see you all in the next one. Ciao for now.